Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you're taking the time to watch this, thank you very much for joining me. This is the January 2026 market update, and today's date is the 5th of February, which is great because we've got the whole month of January to look back on. And what a crazy month it was, mostly due to Donald J. Trump. Now, to be quite honest with you, if you told me in December that Donald Trump would be talking about buying Greenland and captured the president of Venezuela, then I would have probably not believed you, despite the fact he has quite a similar track record that would indicate he would do things like that. What that's meant is that for the business world and for the investment world, you've got the global superpower of America potentially getting access to a number of significant fossil fuel resources and raw mineral resources available in both Venezuela and Greenland. So bizarrely, despite the fact that it could cause significant uncertainty, stock markets actually liked it quite a lot, which is one of the reasons why the month of January was very positive for the portfolios. The lowest risk portfolio returning 0.7% for the month, and the highest risk portfolio returning 1.07%. And as you can see, the portfolios in that risk spectrum of 1 to 5, delivering returns that you would expect between those two brackets. So it's been a good start to the year, which isn't actually that typical for January. More often than not, January can be a bit of a depressed or flat month, and in many instances, you see losses in January. Now, it is a phenomenon that people talk about, but it's becoming less and less effective the more people know about it, and therefore we may get to a point where it's just irrelevant. That being said, it's a great start to the year, one that we can be really happy with, and obviously then when we look back over the last 12 months worth of performance, having a good start to the year really helps that as well. For the last 12 months, the lowest risk portfolio has delivered 6.88% in total returns, and the highest risk portfolio has delivered 13.29%, with once again all the risk profile sitting within that spectrum exactly where you would expect. So if you are a client in the balanced portfolio, you are effectively smack bang in the middle of those two figures. As a result, this would have turned a cautious client's portfolio, for every £100,000 invested, it would have turned it into £106,880 12 months later. And if you were a 5 out of 5, it would have turned your £100,000 into £113,290. And then obviously, once again, anywhere in between, you would have had corresponding figures equivalent to your risk profile. Finally, for the 3-year performance, which we feel is a good measurement and a good starting point because it coincides with the actual real life returns of the Zenith portfolios. Prior to that, the portfolio performance is simulated. A cautious portfolio would have delivered 18.9% 3 years on, turning £100,000 invested into £118,900. And a 5 out of 5 portfolio would have turned £100,000 into £146,570, given the fact that it's delivered 46.57% in returns over the last 3 years. Now, those returns are not including advisor fees, but they do include underlying fund fees. The reason that we choose to demonstrate things in this way is if we were to penalise ourselves by including the advisor fees, then we would be the only company in the market that would do this, and therefore when comparing our portfolios to others, we will be unfairly disadvantaged in terms of demonstrating performance. So giving the gross total figures is the most fair way of delivering those returns. And if you want to see your exact performance as you as a client, net of all fees, then please ask your advisor and they can of course deliver that to you. If you do have any questions about this portfolio update or you want any other areas explaining, please feel free to get in touch with either myself or any other members of the advisor team. We look forward to seeing you in a future video, and if you do need anything from us, you know exactly where we are. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.